Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thanks for clicking on my video. Be sure to subscribe and turn on my post notifications. So for this video, I kind of wanted to do like skincare and body care on a budget and how to take care of yourself without spending a bunch of money, without keeping up with all the best products, because that's not what you always need. If you're interested in that, keep watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to me. Thanks for watching. So I wanted to separate this video into like two different focuses. The first being homemade skin and body care, and the other being cheap things to buy. Personally, I lean toward, when I'm trying to save money, doing more homemade things. They last for longer, you can make more, and it's typically cheaper. The main three things that I have that you can use that should be in your kitchen, if they're not, are pretty cheap at the grocery store, are if you use egg whites and make that into a mask, either with yogurt or with milk, and leave that on for like 30 minutes and then wash that off. That will draw out some of the oils and make your skin more healthy. Also, apple cider vinegar really helps with oily skin, and it kind of tones the skin while making sure you're not as oily. And I use that as a toner. I mix it with 2 parts water and 1 part apple cider vinegar in a spray bottle. And after I wash my face and before I moisturize, I'll spray my face with a toner. Evens out my skin tone and takes out some of those oils so I have less acne. Another thing to recognize about oily skin is that just because your skin is oily does not mean that you shouldn't moisturize. Moisturizing is one of the most important parts of your skincare routine, and if you don't moisturize, your oily skin will try to compensate for the lack of moisture and produce more oils, making your skin more oily. So if you add, I just use a normal Cetaphil moisturizer. It's not gonna focus. Cetaphil moisturizer, and that works for me. You could also use different kinds of oils like almond oil, avocado oil, even olive oil in your kitchen. I wouldn't use a lot, but just enough to moisturize your face so you don't get even more oily. Things that definitely even the tone of your skin out is anything with vitamin C. I use a lot of lemon juice in my mask. You could just get vitamin C oil at Walgreens, or I get them online. They're a lot cheaper on Amazon. I don't spend more than $4 on oil. Same with vitamin E oil. That will also help with any discoloration and add evenness to your skin as a toner for discoloration. And for dry skin, a aloe vera mixture with water. So you could either get this from the store. If you're gonna get it in the bottle, I would make sure it's clear. So like the green one has added stuff in it. Aloe vera, if you want it to be just plain as it gets, I would just use the clear one and mix that with water. If you use like the actual leaf that you can buy from the store or like farmer's market, then you would just cut the leaf in half, the long way, and then scoop out the insides, blend that until it is a liquid, and I would put 1 part water and 1 part of the aloe and spray that on your face just how you would with the apple cider vinegar after you're done washing your face and right before you moisturize. It helps with the discoloration, it helps with dryness, and it just gives you a glow. Another thing that could help with discoloration is turmeric powder. You can put that in masks with yogurt. You can put it in a mask with apple cider vinegar, egg whites, anything that will kind of keep it on your face because you don't want it to just run. I personally would mix it with apple cider vinegar, and honey is also another natural ingredient that helps with discoloration. Again, I wouldn't mix that with apple cider vinegar, but I would mix that with yogurt or milk and put that on your face and leave it on. All of these masks, I would say leave it on from anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. You don't want to keep it on too long. It could dry out or over moisturize your face. You don't want to do it for not long enough, or it's just not going to work. It's obviously important to moisturize dry skin. Again, I use the Cetaphil, but there's other natural ways to do that. any kind of oil. My favorites would be olive oil, almond oil, grapeseed oil, vitamin E oil. I would use those when your face is really dry. If you're already moisturized, then it might be a little too much. I like to mix those with my Cetaphil if my face is really dry, and it'll, like, I put a lot on overnight so it soaks in while I'm sleeping. Another way to help dry skin, not necessarily on your face, is oatmeal baths. So you can get the oatmeal baths, like the Aveeno ones that it's like a little pouch like this big, and you just mix it in your bath. That's about $5, which I would say is pretty cheap. You get like 10 in a box. You can also make your own. So you would do this by just getting like a thing of oatmeal, like oats, and then blending that in your blender until it's like a thin powder, and then mixing that with warm water either in your bath or like however you want to apply it. And the water should get milky. If it's not milky, then it's not blended enough. So once the water gets like a milky color, you bathe in it or use it however you like, and it will moisturize your skin. And after that, I would just use a normal, like, whatever lotion you use. I prefer like a cocoa butter lotion. It makes my skin super soft. I usually use the spray. I can't find it right now, but I will also use, like, I just got this big one at Walmart for very cheap. I think it was like $4 for that huge thing, and it lasts me a very long time. Another homemade way to take care of your skin is to use scrubs, like exfoliating scrubs. So I usually make those with sugar, honey, and olive oil. You mix those together, like I do equal parts of everything, maybe a little bit more sugar than everything else. Mix that in I usually just do it in an old like hair mask tub and just rinse it out really well and put that in there. They last for a really long time. I use the scrubs before I wash my face to make sure all dry skin is away. One thing about using a sugar scrub is that you always use it before you wash your face, because bacteria loves sugar. So if you use it after, that sugar will still be on your face and bacteria will come to it and make you break out. So just make sure if you're using a sugar scrub to use it before you wash. If your skin is sensitive, then I wouldn't necessarily use a sugar scrub because it could be pretty like harsh on the skin. I would use an oatmeal scrub, which is also pretty moisturizing, like I was talking about with the baths. You just take oatmeal, normal dry oatmeal that you get in the big tub thing, and mix that with olive oil and honey all together. Scrub on my face for no more than like 4 minutes because it could be damaging if you do too much. I also use it on my legs before I shave. It gets me a closer shave. Just make sure you wash it all off because you don't want bacteria coming to the spots. So for individual like pimples and acne, like the spot treatments, a lot of people have been using the Mario Badescu like drying powder. People have been told to use toothpaste to dry things out. What you're really looking for, and in acne face washes will have it, is the salicylic acid. You can get that from aspirin. So if you take 1 or 2 like tablets of aspirin, not like, I don't know if they have gel ones, but like it has to be the powdery tablets, and you mix that with water and you kind of like grind it up with something and like until it turns into a paste, and you take that with a Q-tip and put it on any acne that you have overnight. Once you wake up in the morning, they will be gone. It is so much cheaper than the, like, I have it over here, than the Mario Badescu like drying lotion. The drying lotion works, but at the end of the day, it is so expensive. It's like $10 for one, and if you can get a big thing of aspirin, and I'm sure most people have it in their house. It's so much cheaper. It works just the same. You leave it on overnight. Once you take it off, be sure to moisturize the spot because it is really drying, but over at least like 2 nights, the acne will be gone. Mine usually goes away overnight when I use that. Another way to get rid of pimples is with tea tree oil. Most of the time, tea tree oil comes in like little things like this. Like, this is okay to use, but if you are using it, you need to mix it with a carrier oil. So I usually go with like 1 to 3 ratios, 1 part oil, 3 parts carrier oil, which could be an olive oil, vitamin E oil, almond oil, avocado oil, anything like that. If you don't, it can cause like burns on your skin, which is not okay. So I would just take that, mix it either in a little, I don't know, I usually like mix it on like a paper plate and like mix it together with a Q-tip and put that on my pimples. That usually makes them go away pretty fast. I've noticed not as fast as aspirin works, but if the aspirin doesn't work for you, I would definitely try that. Usually makes them go away in like 3 to 4 days. So that's what works for me. This is a little bit harder to do than making things at home, but if that doesn't work for you, or you don't have the time or the materials and you would just rather go out and buy something, then this is what's been working for me, like, you know, for as long as I've been taking care of my skin, using skincare routines. So I typically shop, when I'm shopping for skincare, online or at Target. 9 times out of 10 when I'm buying things from Target, I will get the Up and Up brand rather than like the normal brand. I just went to Target today to pick up some things, and I took pictures of how much more expensive the normal brand is to the Up and Up brand, and I'll put those pictures right here. It is so much more expensive. You're saving so much more money, and it is literally the same thing. One of my favorite Up and Up brands are it's the grapefruit face scrub. I think it's like a dupe of Neutrogena, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I use it. I recommended it to my boyfriend. He uses it. We've both tried things that are really expensive and none of them work, but that is like one of our top favorite products ever. It works just the same as the normal Neutrogena one does. It has almost all of the same ingredients, and it is so much cheaper. It is so much more worth it. Same with makeup wipes. Like, they're the same thing. All get rid of makeup, they all wash your face, and they all tone your face. The Up and Up generic brand is just way cheaper. And the last thing about saving money while shopping is, before going to a place like Sephora or Ulta or even Target sometimes, I would always go to my like local beauty supply store. I go to Sally's. They have so many options. I would just stroll through and look to see if there's anything that could help you. I find that it's so much cheaper. And yeah. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, let me know in the comments if I should make any more like it. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to me. Turn on my post notifications. I post every single Tuesday. Thanks so much. Bye.